So now comes the walkthrough of the, not the inside, but of the cockpit area, and you can see it's been filled up with water, pretty dirty. The drains do drain, so that's a good thing, but I got a lot of work to clean this up. No big deal. I mean, that's what I knew I was getting. A boat that was sitting in someone's yard for 6 years, partially covered sometime, uncovered some other time. Does have the pump down there for pumping water out. Also has a lot of cup holders, and I don't know what else, other kind of things you'd put in here. I'm going to remove those because I like having a clean cockpit without a lot of stuff. I may remove this depth finder and log speed indicator only because I don't really care how deep it is, a shallow boat, and I don't care how fast I'm going. I'm 4 miles an hour, 3 miles an hour, it doesn't really matter. But I like having it clean out here so that I can lay down, put my back up, rest my back up against here, and just sail away into the sunset. Going inside the boat, you can see the bilge, and there was water in here. Not an excessive amount, but there was water. He does have some through holes for the knot meter and the depth finder, and I'll probably glass those over. I don't like having lots of holes in the boat that could produce leaks. He took the little potty area and made that into kind of a nav center, and I like that idea. I'll probably do the same thing. I'll probably put some kind of a door underneath here so I can get into the space underneath, and I can just use it for storage, a variety of kinds of storage. The beams here, the main structural supports, seem to be in good shape. I took a screwdriver to them and they seem to be pretty solid, so that's good. The fellow before me also, being his nav center, put a nice little lamp here, gimbaled lamp, nice little barometer, some nice things. He put this little box here. I'm probably going to sleep in the forward berth here. I'm probably going to make this berth wider, especially at the front here. I'll probably put my feet at one end and my head down here. This way I can, my arms will be stretched out more. And that's a little bit low, but I'll see. Maybe I can live with it the way it is. But I'm thinking about taking that magazine rack or book rack off and moving it somewhere else. Maybe moving it to this side, or don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. But I do like this little nav center, electrical center. Very nice. He does have, some other things over here. Unfortunately, the compass is only half full of liquid, so it's not going to dampen very well, but we can figure that stuff out. And, wine rack here, so I can have sundowner wine. Looks like, I'm not quite sure what these little shelves are for, but some little shelves, which are nice. Do not like these locking ports, though. They add too much hardware on the inside that you can get hurt on. If you get tossed around, you could cut yourself on that pretty easy. And what's nice is that the front hatch gives you lots of sunlight and lots of air. So I'm going to probably make these fixed portals, get rid of the opening part, and just use the front here. I'll make some kind of a bug screen so bugs don't come in, and the hatch opens up in a direction, folds backwards, so that air coming from the front, so if you're so air coming from the front will be naturally scooped into the boat. There's also a vent here, which I probably am going to remove. I'm thinking that I might put a little vent here of some kind. This is a little bit high, so when I have a full tabernacle and I want to put the mast up, I don't want this getting in the way. There are some solar panels on things, a couple of solar panels. No idea whether they work. Pretty scratched up and beat up. I gotta believe that they're not working. But in any case, you know, the fellow I bought this from didn't really use it. He had dreams of going sailing, but never really did. The fellow before that is the one who did all these things. And he probably just made the boat the way he wanted to make the boat. So you can't criticize him too much. It was his boat at the time, so he's allowed to do whatever he wants. Just like I'm going to do what I want. And there are some wood cutouts that he started to cover up these holes here, these lockers. And I'll probably get rid of these hinges and do something about the lockers. Although the hinge is not a bad idea. It allows you to lock it and keep it locked. Anyway, so that's the tour of my new boat. So now I have 3 sailboats. So I guess I have a fleet. This being my middle-sized boat, I have a boat bigger than this. A 20-foot Kingfisher, which I'll be in the process of selling now. And then I've got a really tiny little Snark that I bought for my kids when they were little, just to play around the local pond. It's one of those hard styrofoam boats with a very simple rig, and they had a blast on that. A lot of times they use it just like a kayak, the kayak paddles. Anyways, so I'm excited to get started.